Right, so we got a juicy one here today. We got a tier list, and we're going to be breaking down every single champion in the UFC. We're going to go from S all the way down to F, ranking the best, right down to the worst. We got a big title fight with Joshua Van versus Pantoja. We got a big title fight with Merab. We're going to be breaking down all these champions. But before I get any further, subscribe. We hit 1K on this channel. It would be an absolute dream of mine to get to 5K. That's going to be the next one. So please, 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 please subscribe. Enough of that soppy fucking bullshit. Let's get into the very first one. We're going to start with Merab. Straight into D tier. Okay? Straight into D tier. Now, I would have put him F tier. I would have put him F tier. But he's been so active. Merab is the most active champion in maybe even in history, if we're being honest. In history, statistically, because he's making his 4th title defense this year. Of course, our boy Volk. You left something to say about it. He was fucking active back in the day. But in fucking Merab, he's a fucking beast. I don't like Merab. It's no fucking secret. It's no secret that I despise his fighting style. I hate people that don't go in there and try to inflict damage. That doesn't mean I don't respect the guy. That doesn't mean I don't respect what he's accomplished. That doesn't mean I don't appreciate how active he is. And I really, really appreciate how active Merab is. I love guys that walk into the office and be like, no, 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 I'm fighting. That's that. I love that. Not, oh yeah, I might fight in 6 months. Get back to me. Ilya Topuria, we're going to talk about you. We're going to talk about fucking you. But it's just, Merab is so active because he doesn't take damage, because his style is so bad. It's so fucking boring. It's just not a good watch. It's not enjoyable time for an MMA fan to have Merab Dvalishvili as a main event of a pay-per-view. It's just shit. It's just shit. But I respect his activity. He is the bantamweight GOAT. Okay, I don't think he needs Peter Yan to beat that. He is entering his 4th weight cut of the year. Now, there is a perk of being inactive simply because you don't have to cut all that weight. You don't have to cut all that weight. We see inactive fighters. We're going to talk about them in this video. Don't worry. We see inactive fighters look great after a layoff. And then, Ilya just... I know he had, problems with the divorce and all that. So, I guess you just can't find your wife in Miami. But Merab's style allows him to be active because of how fucking boring he is. He's fucking boring, bro. And I appreciate how active he is. I appreciate the bantamweight GOAT. But that does not mean that I think Merab Dvalishvili is entertaining. That does not mean I will ever get hyped to see Merab fight. I'm only going to get hyped to see Merab fight because of who he's fighting. I'm never going to be hyped to see Merab Dvalishvili fight. He's boring as fuck. His style's shit. I know he nearly finished Corey Sandhagen on the feet. But apart from that, he's done absolutely fucking nothing. He ended up doing what he always does, which is just constantly take people down and hold them in shit positions. Not try to move in a position. Not try to get any damage off. Not trying to lock up a submission. Just fucking boring as fuck in my opinion. Next up, we got Big Tom. And I have to put Tom on S tier. I'm sorry, he's just the most perfect champion for me. I fucking love Tom Aspinall. I'm not talking about just Tom Aspinall as a person. Short notice, Sergey Spivak. Or Pavlovich, sorry. Beat Sergey Spivak as well. Shortest fight time in the UFC. Super humble. Wants to be active. Got fucked over by the UFC. I want to say Dana White is actually ruining the sport. I've said this for a while. Dana White is literally one of the pillars of why MMA is actually going to die, if it ever does. It won't ever die. But the fact that we can just let John Jones and people like John Jones just constantly get what they want. Justin Gaethje is the exact same. Constantly get what they want. Constantly just sit on the sidelines. Constantly do bullshit like take drugs and cancel events and not fight people. The fact that we let those people get away with shit and the fact that we let those people get title shots is disgraceful. Big T here was willing to fight anyone. He didn't have to fight Curtis Blades. He could have easily sat down and waited. Cyril Gane, he got fucking eye gouged. And he has receipts now. I think any MMA fan, there's one guy on fucking TikTok that I called out. Fucking idiot. Any MMA fan that actually sat there and said that you thought Tom Aspinall quit and he wanted a way out, you clearly know nothing about the sport. You're just a John Jones fan. That's all you are. You never watched MMA in your life. If you genuinely looked at that and said Tom Aspinall wanted a way out, looking at every single one of Tom Aspinall fights, you would have known that's complete bullshit. Cyril Gane is a fucking cheat. Cyril Gane is a dirty fucking cheat. Numerous back of the head shots. Numerous times he's been caught cheating. Absolute rubbish. It was a fucking load of shite. But I love Tom's fight style. I love Tom's speed. I love the fact that Tom finishes fights so quickly. I love how he's always in there to finish a fight. His style is made to finish people. He is never going to go to a decision. I would be shocked if we see the day of light that Tom Aspinall goes 5 rounds to a decision. He's not built like that. His style isn't like that. Merab's style is perfect for decisions. He gets to hold people, and that's that. But Tom's going in there for the kill. Not only can he strike, he's got the hands. Look at the Alexander Volkov win, which is extremely, extremely good nowadays. I think he's going to get Gane out of there in the first round in a rematch. The fact that you're able to stand with Cyril Gane and have an extremely competitive fight when that was the area that he was way better than you apparently fills me with confidence. I know that Tom is going to win that fight. I don't need anybody to pull up a stat or that he landed an extra leg kick or Gane landed an extra jab. I don't need you to pull that up, bro. I want you to pull up the stats of Gane fucking cheating. Pull up the stats of Gane, how many back of the head shots he landed. Not on Tom, but he got him with 2 eye pokes. Eye poke situation is extremely weird. Trevor Whitman has like these gloves which you can use. I'm not 100% sure what they're like, but I definitely think if someone's caught eye poking, you immediately take a point. But then again, damage could already be done. Do you know what I mean? If a fighter can't see, they'd rather take a point and then knock your guy out a few minutes later because they can't see. So eye pokes are an extremely, extremely weird situation. It's maybe it's just part of the sport. I don't really know a solution for it, but they're fucking dangerous as fuck. Fucking dangerous. How long before someone loses an eye? But Tom, I love his personality too. Such a humble dude. He's kind of turning heel a little bit, which I don't really mind. But I just think Tom Aspinall is a G. I think he's got the perfect style to entertain fans. I think he's got an absolute nightmare of setbacks the last couple of years, especially with that fucking Tinker John Jones. Tinker. Especially with John Jones in the mix. But as soon as Tom is able to get Gane out of the way and fight someone who's not going to cheat, like Cyril Gane does in every fucking fight, then we're going to be sorted. The heavyweight division is going to be good again. He's going to be active. He's going to start all of them. Very interesting to see a Volkov rematch. Very interesting to see this Gane rematch before anything else. Because Gane was doing better than everyone. He lasted more than a minute, which is why everyone thinks Tom was getting exposed. They haven't a fucking clue. They don't know anything about MMA. And that's that. I love Tom. So, Tom's a fucking G in my book. Next up, Alexander Volkanovski. It pains me. I'm gonna have to put him in B tier. Now, if we were talking about Volk in the past, that's one thing. But I cannot put Volk. If it was Volk in the past, I'd put him in S tier. But the fact that Volk only has like 1 or 2 more fights, I have to be like, you know, and he is fighting Diego Lopez again, which does notch him down a little bit. Okay, if he was fighting Lerone Murphy, he'd find himself at A tier. But I just don't know what's next for Volk. Like, he's going to fight Diego Lopez and he'll probably win. But I feel like that could be it. And that's the fairy tale ending. Volkanovski to me is one of those guys where I just love Volk. Every time Volk fights, I love his interviews, I love his character, I love the cooking with Volk. I love all of Volk's shits. Like, he's just the fucking man. And the fact that he was able to come back from that KO is an extremely impressive thing to do, in my opinion. I think there's very few fighters that could come back, fight such a dangerous stylistic fight in Diego Lopez, go out there and put on a really good performance and show out. It was actually insane what Volk did. Very good fight with Lilia the first time. He arguably won the first round. He's the greatest featherweight ever, in my opinion. I know Jose Aldo was beating people in WEC, but the competition is way better now. And Volk's beaten Holloway 3 times. He's beaten Yair. He's beaten Aldo. He's beaten Mendez. Ortega, Yair. I think I said Yair. He's beaten Lopez again. He even beat like the Korean Zombie, which is one. But Volk's the greatest featherweight of all time. Ilya is not the greatest featherweight of all time. Don't even start with that, okay? Because you can't be the greatest featherweight of all time with 2 wins. You just simply cannot. Holloway moved up and, you know, he got them both at good times. Volk to me is just one of the biggest G's on the planet. Volk's just a fucking G. Okay? Did I click? Yeah, no, we're good. Volk is just a fucking G. I'm quite sad the fact that he is going to be retiring after Diego Lopez fight, but I think it is just time the division moves on. Lerone Murphy has to be in that title fight. And I think if Arnold Allen is right there with a win over Gene Silva, I think you could absolutely be looking at an all-English final. I'm going to say it now. I've said it on a few of my videos. Keep an eye out for that because that could be one of them. But Volk for me, the only reason he's not S tier is because he's fighting Diego Lopez again. And I'm like, fuck's sake. You haven't been that active. Obviously, you're getting older. And he's 1 fight away from retiring. So it's quite hard to have Volk at S tier. But, Shimon Sharma, I have to put him in S tier. I have to put him in S tier. He's just the fucking man, and he is. I won't. He's just everything right about the UFC. Fucking knockouts, fucking everything. I just love Alex Pereira so much. I love his style. I love the way he fights. I love his knockouts. I even love the fact that he can't fucking speak English. The fact he can't speak English just makes me happy, and I'm just like, you don't say anything, but I love you. I just fucking love you. Like, I don't need you to say anything. I just need to see you fight. He had a bit of a shitter in the Ankalaev first fight. Really redeemed himself in the second fight, and I thought there was fucking no hope. I thought there was fucking no hope for Pereira in that rematch. I genuinely was sitting there like, fuck. This guy's good. This guy's fucking good. I don't know if Pereira's going to be able to do this one, but my God, did he prove me wrong. Just from the start, was a little bit more explosive, wasn't afraid to take that risk, and as soon as he took the risk, he knocked him out. He knocked that fucking soft fucking... I'm not going to say that. He knocked that soft fucking piece of shit out. I don't mind Ankalaev. I just think Ankalaev is criminally fucking boring. And I'm not trying to do that. I'm not trying to do that as champ. I'm not trying to have Ankalaev as champ. So the fact that he's got starched, he doesn't deserve a rematch. He never defended the belt. Now, he did go on a mad win streak, so... Listen, the UFC matchmakers are fucking shit. I might make a video on the matchmakers, to be honest with you, because they're just so fucking wank. They're just so... It's just gay. The matchups are just gay. It's just fucking gay. Nothing wrong with that YouTube administration team. Perfectly fine. I meant it in a compliment. That's all. But the way Pereira fights, I just love. No sign of a takedown, apart from, obviously, took Izzy down, what was that, like 4 years ago or some shit, 3 years ago. Very interesting to see where Pereira moves on. Of course, John Jones wants to fight him, because John Jones will fight anybody but Tom Aspinall. But Pereira, I think the Carlos Ulberg fight makes sense. I think the Carlos Ulberg fight is due. He probably only has maybe 3 more fights left in the gas tank, Pereira, which is extremely sad. So I'd love to see him at least get a crack at the heavyweight title. Maybe at the White House, he fights the winner of Tom versus Gane. Don't do John Jones. He cannot be anywhere near that card. And for me, I think Pereira versus the winner of Tom versus John is fine. I'm not mad at that 1%. But at least get the Carlos Ulberg fight out of the way. Because Carlos Ulberg does deserve, his title fight. He does, in fairness to him. So... But Pereira has been an absolute staple in the UFC since he got in here, delivering brutal knockout after brutal knockout, even getting knocked out and then coming back, which just shows heart. He came back like 3 or 4 months later, which was fucking insane. So Alex Pereira, you will always be just a fucking G in my book, and the MMA Preacher fan base, the 1,000 of us now, which is fucking insane, we'll always have your back. We'll always have your fucking back. Alejandro Pantoja. I'm going to put Pantoja in B tier. Because we have a very interesting last 3, by the way. I think Pantoja is very underrated, quite entertaining, does a lot of finishes in his fights, has always been a good watch for me. I love watching Pantoja fight, really appreciate his grappling. He just lacks the star. No one really cares when Pantoja fights. Nobody really cares. Which is the fucking sad part, because he is so skillful. But you don't captivate audience, okay? Now, in fairness, I was fucking so hyped for Kaya Sakura versus Pantoja. I don't know what it was about that fight, but I was just like, damn. Maybe it's the unknown. Maybe it's the unknown of someone coming over from a different organization. I picked Pantoja sub inside 2 rounds. It was an easy pick, in my opinion. But the fact that Pantoja just he doesn't have a name value. Obviously, he had the "Are you proud of me" moment of his dad, which was inspirational. But apart from that, nothing really sticks to the bone. Do you know what I mean? He's great title defense after great title defense. But if Pantoja lost against Joshua Van, like, everyone would forget about him, and then Joshua Van would be the new star. That's how it fucking works. It's not Pantoja's fault necessarily. I do think Pantoja deserves a crack at moving up to Merab. But then again, Merab might deserve a crack. Because if there is a vacant featherweight belt, who's to stop Merab from becoming one half of that main event against maybe Lerone Murphy? Do you know what I'm saying? Because both of these guys deserve it. Now, I feel like Pantoja got the belt a good bit earlier. So I do think Pantoja probably deserves it a little bit more. But Merab is making his 4th title defense of the year, which is just absolutely insane. That's probably the amount of total defenses Pantoja has overall. But he is a small fucking guy. Like, he's making 125. It's not going to be easy to make 125 at all. But I think Pantoja's beats here. I think Pantoja's entertaining. I do like seeing Pantoja fight, but he just is spawn trapped in the July and the December cards. We never fucking see Pantoja on any other fucking card apart from the summer and the Christmas card. Ever! You never see Pantoja banging a fight out in April. You never see Pantoja banging a fight out in MSG. It just doesn't happen. He's the definition of July. And a good July co-main event. And maybe a main event in December or a co-main event. He's a fucking co-main event fighter. Great co-main event fighter. But that's all flyweight kind of is. It's just kind of like the co-main event. But Pantoja, you're a G in my book. So I do like you. Now, El Matador. Ilia Topuria. Ilia Toro. Going 8 here. Going 8 here. Easily could have went either way of the scale. Easily. Easily could have went for B tier. Easily could have went for S tier. I just think the fucking inactivity is shit. I think the fact that he is so inactive, always has been. This ain't fucking new. This guy got a title shot off Josh Emmett coming off a loss and said he'll sit there and wait for his title shot. Don't forget. I don't forget. 2.5 years ago, some shit like that. This has been happening for time. Don't be fooled. Now, I won't necessarily go too hard with his, inactivity at the moment, because he is wrapped up in a massive legal lawsuit and it involves children and stuff like that. So I ain't fucking saying shit about that apart from good luck, and I hope that goes well, and I hope whoever is in the wrong gets that and whoever's in the right gets this. That's all I'll say about that. But you cannot find your wife in Miami. Sorry, it's true. But Ilia is so good. I love watching Ilia Topuria fight, but we just don't see him fight. And he just ducked Arman so bad. He just didn't want to fight Sarukian in any world. He was trying so hard to dodge that fight. And I'll never forget it. I'll never ever forget the fact that Ilia just was doing everything. He wasn't flat out rejecting it. But you will find clips, and this is the point I always say to people. There are clips saying of Ilia, I will vacate my belt if they want me to fight Sarukian. But there are no clips of him saying he will fight Sarukian. What fucking more evidence do you need than that? He's saying he will vacate his belt if they offer him. But you will never ever see a clip of Ilia saying, yes, I want to fight Arman Sarukian. Let me fight Arman. It doesn't exist. Okay? It doesn't exist. But I think Ilia's fight style is so entertaining. I fuck with Ilia so much. I love Ilia Topuria. I really do. I love Ilia. But just fight, man. Just fight. And I understand if you're going to be taking on Arman Sarukian, you got to be fucking sharp. You have to be fucking sharp. Like, you want to be locked in there. Like, there's none of this, I'm going into a camp, but I have to deal with my children as well. So, I'll train this day and then court that. No. I do back what he's doing. But I don't fucking back just the blatant ducking of Arman. I just don't back it. And he tries to hide it with saying, I want to move up and fight Islam. We fucking full know well what you're doing. You're just using that as a smokescreen. It's fucking bullshit. But whenever this guy does fight, and, the verdict is still out on if he's the best lightweight. That's all I'm going to say. That's all I'm going to say, because I do think Arman would have beat him. I'll be real. I do think Sarukian actually beats Ilia. But he beat the 3rd best lightweight. So he has so much work to do. And the fact we might only get 1, 2, 3 Ilia fights, it makes me sad. It makes me sad. I was so hyped when he beat Charles, but in the back of in my heart, I was just like, this dude's just not going to fight anytime soon. So it was extremely hard for me to get hyped for Ilia's fights. But whenever he fights, I am hyped. That's why he's A tier. If he was more active, he'd easily be slotting in the S tier. I honestly think we are so fucking blessed with the champions. Okay? Because the 2023 to 2024 champions were fucking brutal. Fucking brutal. And I will never, ever forget how fucking shit of a time that was to be a UFC fan. We had no featherweight champ. We didn't have a lightweight champ. We didn't have a fucking heavyweight champ. It was awful. Awful. It was awful. I'll never forget how shit it was to be a UFC fan back then. But take a look at your screen. We have an incredible champions here, okay? That doesn't mean I necessarily like them all, but it is what it is. So, next up, we have Khamzat Chimaev. I have to do it. I think he's B tier. And I think he's probably actually last on the B tier list here. Just so fucking inactive. And I just hate inactive fighters. I saw something said Hunter Campbell is going to start cutting people who are inactive. A, that's absolute fucking bullshit. Hunter Campbell would never fucking do that. He doesn't have the balls to do it. And B, why the fuck are you starting now? Why the fuck are you starting now when Tom Aspinall's lost like a year and a half of his fucking career? I don't fucking get it. And Ilya should be made vacate the belt. I said this. Ilya should be made vacate the belt. Justin Gaethje versus Paddy Pimblett should be for the vacant belt. And whenever Ilya has his fucking shit together, that's when you're like, yeah, you get to slot in there. There's no panic. I don't understand it. Jamal Hill and Yuri Prochazka did it. Ilya Shpoyer should be doing it. I fucking should put Ilya's F tier, to be honest with you. But Khamzat Chimaev. Now listen, I'm not going to get on this bandwagon that Khamzat Chimaev's boring. I've said it from the start. He's an incredible champion when he fights. Simply because you have one boring fight. I always say you can have one boring fight, okay? As much as I fucking hate that he fights once a year. You can have a boring fight because you've given me some of the best fights. Gilbert Burns' fight was incredible. The way you ran through Robert Whittaker was absolutely insane. Insane. But you need to fight. You need to fight. I can't back you if you're not fighting. I cannot back you if you're not fighting. You've always delivered incredible fights. Okay, you had an absolute shitter against Strickus. Now, it was impressive the fact you were able to do that to a current defending UFC champion. But you need to get your fucking shit together. Or, like, who are you going to fight? Imavov in April after Ramadan? Why don't you fight before Ramadan? He seems to be always fucking injured or something. Like, he's just trying to be Darren Till so fucking bad. But Khamzat Chimaev, when you fight, you are absolutely incredible. I remember thinking, when you fought Li Jingliang, you just picked him up and just slammed him. I remember thinking, I was like, Jesus Christ, like, this dude is absolutely fucking insane. Like, he's one of the best prospects I've ever seen. And he is the most dominant champion in history as regards stylistic. None of these middleweights are going to touch him. Like, middleweight's dead. Middleweight is completely... I can break down divisions if you want, but middleweight is completely dead because he is going to beat all of them. Like, there's nobody that comes close to Khamzat Chimaev. Nasruddin Imavov is going to get fucking butchered in that fucking case. Butchered. He will finish him. He will finish him. I genuinely do believe that he will finish him. But again, it's just the inactivity. It's just the inactivity, bro. I fucking hate it. I absolutely hate it. But Khamzat Chimaev, if you got your shit together, you'd be right up there with the S tier. Speaking of the final one, Islam Makhachev, I have to put him at S tier, and I have to put him the number one. My GOAT, my personal pound for pound number one, my personal greatest mixed martial arts fighter of all time. We have 3 S tier champions here, which is absolutely insane. But okay, he had a boring fight against Jackdan Madeleine. But apart from that, who's he really had a boring fight against? No one really. That actually matters. Like, he had a few boring fights before, but it is championship run and stuff. Volk, the first fight, was one of the best, just tactical fights that you will ever see. Finished Volk. Dustin Poirier was an absolute banger fight and finished him. Absolutely ran through Renato Moicano. Absolutely ran through Dan Hooker. Are we forgetting these fights? Are we just ignoring every single fight? Jack Della Maddalena had fucking nothing for him. That was a fucking pitiful display of mixed martial arts by JDM. He honestly looked like a fucking child. Like, it's like someone just stole his fucking lunch money and just stood there and took it. And what were you doing? What were you actually doing? Like, what were you trying to do at least? What were you fucking trying to do? But I think Makhachev's great. Let me zoom in on this a little bit. I think Makhachev's great. I really do like Makhachev. But that doesn't mean I have to find his last fight entertaining at all. And I don't find it entertaining. I don't think it's entertaining. But I do appreciate how dominant it was. It's kind of like Khamzat. But Makhachev has always shown up. Makhachev has always put on banger fights. He's just so good. He's just so fucking good. He would have beaten Arman. He would beat Ilya. He just looks unstoppable. He's just the greatest mixed martial arts fighter of all time. And I truly do believe that. I truly believe that we are witnessing the greatest of all time. Just the resume. Oliveira as well. I completely forgot he submitted Charles Oliveira. You know, he has one boring fight, and a lot of people say a lot of shit. But JDM just looked absolutely fucking brutal in that fight. Looked like he just didn't want to be there. Looked like he had no clue how to grapple. Looked like he just had nothing. But that is my tier list. Merab, you could argue, got done dirty. Where would you rank all of these? It was good. I'm going to keep doing these tier lists. I'm really enjoying them, to be honest with you. But like, subscribe, and thanks for watching, boys.